Hey, Wolf Dog, what's going on? Just wanted to open this thing up again, see if anybody wanted to jump in and chat about the day's events. Probably have a couple people come up here and chit chat as well. Hey, young lady.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm driving. I don't know if it's loud or what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can still hear you.
Okay.
It's all good. You having a
All
good
right.
day?
Good morning, eh?
Huh?
What a morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It was interesting to say the least. Hopefully things will kind of lead in the right direction from here and get things sorted out and do well and never dull moment on the other side of the coin here. They're all going psycho and coming up with all their delusional daydreams and all that stuff, having fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hey, everybody, appreciate you coming in. Kyle,
No problem.
52, Florence, Kathy, Skies, Kirby's mom. Kirby's, I appreciate you being live earlier today too. And like I said, I will never try to step on anybody's toes or anything else. And I'm the first one that will say, if you're on and I'm on, people should listen to you because you're a whole lot better to listen to than me.
Stop it.
Come on. That's the way it should work. Paige, how you doing? So what are you thinking about this morning, Z? I mean, what was your impression of it all?
I mean, I finally got to tell Jessica Zimbabwe.
And I bet she loves you. I bet she loves you for that.
Yeah, it's just like somebody needs to check her blood pressure. Like, I don't even know if there's a life in there. Yeah. But that's the first time I'd seen her in person, so that's all of that. But yeah, the court, it's good. I think he's in a good place. I feel good about it too. The judges had it.
Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like it doesn't take him long to get to that point in all these cases. I mean, almost every hearing he's had, it's right. Just been it's got to be really bizarre for them if they're not used to dealing with it.
Yeah, like multiple times today, the judge had both of his hands, all 10 fingers on his forehead.
Oh my God!
Multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's showing what it is. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean the thing that I wonder, and I wish I could be there to experience it, because it just seems like if they're not used to dealing with the Scientology tactics and Scientology impact, it's got to be weird. I don't care how long they've been on the bench, whether they've been on for a year or 30 years.
Right.
It just doesn't fit what is supposed to be going on in their courtroom. It's and yeah, Nanya says judges do not like games in courts, waste their time. And I have never experienced a judge in my life that didn't feel that way.
Right. Yeah, so, and today he dropped the critical bomb on the judge about the Black Sox.
Yeah, well, of course.
And I think that's what threw him over he's like, oh shit, we got to get this taken care of. But seriously, like, it's a shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to fathom without making a lot of really wild assumptions how this stuff all goes through the system this way, without somebody just finally just standing back and saying, all right, wait a minute, this is enough.
Right.
Because I mean, I've talked to Scott a bunch of times about it, and I think I've said on panels and chat and everywhere else, I honestly believe that if Scientology didn't have their grips on this whole thing, that I don't know that Scott would have ever been charged in the first place with any of this stuff.
No, he wouldn't have been.
You know?
It's so obvious. Like, the prosecutor doesn't even know what he has, what he doesn't have, because Zion's giving him all of it.
Yeah, and I guess the independence, you know, that needs to be in a courtroom, you know, when it's not there, it's real easy to identify that it's not there. You know, it seems to me like, oh, wait a minute, I just hit something. Let me close this out real quick. Yeah, it seems to me that what I've said, I think I said it this morning talking to Chi. If something doesn't feel right, if it doesn't sound right, it's probably not right, and you should always question it. And when they bring this stuff into any judge's, and I don't honestly, unless there's an undue influence on a judge, which, you know, I'm not even going to make that assumption at this point. I just don't want to, because when that stuff happens, you know, our judicial system is screwed. But, you know, and unless something like that is out there, these judges have to be just, you know, like you said, 10 fingers on their head. It's like, how can they even move through these cases without going insane?
Yeah, I think today was a big turning point. That's just my opinion. It just felt different. It felt so very different.
Yeah, I think too, the closer you get to the trial time, I think most people would probably agree that in a court situation, when you have litigation of any kind, the very beginnings of it is where all the real kind of nutty, crazy ideas and tactics and all the things that they try to deploy in a courtroom are shut down, and they fail, and the judges kind of establish as much as they can, as you know, like Scott was talking about the other day about all the judges you deal with and all that, how that's going to play out. They try to temper everything, you know, in the beginning to get rid of all the you know, just the oddball stuff. And with this, it just doesn't stop. You know, they get rid of one thing and another thing takes its place. They get rid of that and another thing takes its place.
Yep.
So it's got to be hard for them to keep control of their court and all that way.
It's got to be.
Yeah, and you know, on the DA side, what they've been dealing with all the phone calls and emails and contacts and insinuations and all the crap that they've been, you know, shoved in their lap.
Right.
I'm not sure how they adapt to having that happen either, because that's not normal. You know, you can have people, you can have people contact the court and you know try to add impact or information or otherwise, but when it's just pure insanity coming at them.
Right, and that's another thing. Like, the prosecutor has nothing to say. Like, he's just reaching in the air for words to throw out.
Right.
It's so obvious, and today it was so obvious.
Well, I think when the judges come back at a prosecutor and basically say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You know, even some of the most experienced prosecutors are going to be sitting there scratching their head. Like, how do I respond to this judge without, you know, getting my case thrown out or, you know, losing this case just by my response? Because I've never had to respond to that before.
Right.
I don't know how that's avoided either. I mean, when you hear about judges reaming prosecutors out in a case, it's usually because they made a pretty big error, or you know, they committed some type of procedural error or something that they should have known better. And I can't believe that prosecutors are trained in that. You know, how do you respond when a judge, you know, kicks your ass in the middle of a court case?
Right.
You know, there's got to be some of that in their training, but you know, when you're dealing with this stuff, I don't know how they even handle that.
Yeah, me either. I don't know how they justify any of it.
Yeah.
Because he's got to know better.
Yeah. Well, I hope. I hope it follows through this way, because, like I said, the closer you get to trial, the tighter they want to make everything. They want to get all the sideways stuff out of the way, and that way it doesn't come into the trial setting. And again, having a mountain of stuff to get rid of, that's got to be tough. But I hope that this is a sign of good things to come. That maybe because we're at that point, they start evaluating, what they're going to bring into that courtroom, on trial day. Because the last thing they want to do is have a judge reacting to stuff like this in front of a jury.
For sure.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, lost you for half a second there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say hey.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said hey. How's everything going? You doing all right?
I'm always all right. You know that.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Not driving through any atmospheric rivers or anything like that today?
No, not today. I think I'm good.
Awesome.
There's an object on the road ahead. Google just told me.
Now we all got to guess what the object on the road is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing that shouldn't be on the road. But
it's just a part of a tire.
Oh, there you go. It's not something that's still barely moving or anything. So.
Right.
That's good. Well, I just I'm glad you came in, and I really wanted to get your take on how things were, and I think you lined that up really well. That it just feels different now.
It really does.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, anything different than what it's been is a good thing.
Right.
Because God knows it hasn't been what we were really looking for all along. So.
No, not at all.
52 wants to ask how Alonzo is.
I haven't been able to talk to Alonzo.
Yeah.
I know he's getting ready to start treatment. So there was a lot of things that had to be done, tests and preparation, a port put in and all the things. So I think that's what's going on right now. He's just really busy with all that stuff, getting it taken care of.
Yeah, I imagine it's pretty hectic time.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that process. So.
There really is, and it's so complicated. And the last thing you want to do is answer texts from some asshole on YouTube. So I just leave him alone.
Yeah. That's probably the best course right now. And
right. I think
he
commented in Scotty's chat earlier.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't see that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think he knows that he's got some good people around that he can reach out to if he needs them. Otherwise, I think he also probably realizes that we're not going to
I think he also probably realized
drive him crazy. So.
Right. No, that's like I don't want to bother him, but he's got enough right now.
All right, Z. I just got to say one thing real quick.
And he knows that we care, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Z, I have to say one thing real quick before we step into the next moment here is no giggling when you're on the panel.
Oh, you can't tell me that.
All right. Hi, Chi. How you doing?
No, not Chi.
Oh, not Chi. Oh, well, I screwed up.
I'm still gonna giggle.
How you doing, Z?
I'm good, White Snake. How are you?
I'm doing. I'm enjoying some sunshine real quick between the clouds here. It's like a break in between the rainstorms, so I'm taking advantage of it.
Hell yeah, at least it's not snow like it was the other night.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was literally sitting in the same state with a hoodie and shorts on, no socks, nothing, when you were driving in that mess the other night.
Right? Yeah, the California is great. We have a little bit of everything with, not too far away. It's
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
it was mind blowing.
Well, I'm glad that you made it over there today, and I just want to say you're awesome.
Oh, I'm not that, but it was an awesome day to be there. That's for sure.
Well, you might not think so, but we think you're awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
well,
second
I
that.
appreciate it.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I appreciate the fact that anybody that shows up for court to support people that should have people there to support, it's always a good thing, and people need to be recognized for that, because it means a lot to the person going in. So it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 people or 10 or 20 people. Just
Yeah, we were talking about that after court. The deputy in the courtroom, when Sandra and I come in and sit down, she's like, "Hey, girls, like they know us."
Nice. That's good. That says a lot. That says a lot for you. Be proud of that. That's cool.
I do have a question for
he has the support.
Cool.
Go ahead.
I got a quick question for Z. So when you said Zimbabwe to Jessica, did she just stare at you with an open mouth?
Dude, like for real, somebody needs to check her blood pressure. I don't even know if there's life in there. Like she just mouth drop and look at me. Like she doesn't know who I am. I get that. But still, oh my God.
Her brain was trying to process what that even meant.
Well,
my God.
Yeah, but Zimbabwe didn't ring a bell. She didn't know why you were even calling her that. So.
Right. No, she was stumped. Guarantee it.
Some things just don't reach the inner levels. That's all.
Oh man.
She's probably still scratching her head trying to figure out what the hell what you call her.
Right, enter that dial-up tone.
What language was that? She just cussed me out, and I don't even know what she said. I hate it when people do that. I mean, and that look you're talking about, I think we all know exactly that look.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was like knocking on an abandoned house. Like nobody's home in there.
Yeah.
It's unreal. That's not, like I said, that's the first time I've ever seen her. So, wow. Yeah. Yuck. She did wear her fancy all black sweatsuit to court, though.
Oh, that's nice.
Never met a more pretentious bitch that never wears anything but sweatsuit. What the hell?
Yeah, right. So, hey, Z, here's a question for you, I guess.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when DOA stepped between those pillars in front of all those news outlets and let it fly? What was your impression of them?
My impression was I had to get close to him and tell him he was muted. And then I had my phone and I was trying to get a live going because he was not unmuting. So I was just going to pop live and get it. And then it was a mess, but we were like, fuck yes. And we were so excited that the Trump sign was in there.
Nice. So, I mean, were these people paying attention to him?
Oh my God, you could not pay attention to him.
Yeah, it seemed like they really were.
Yeah, it's kind of like so it's all concrete and glass right there in that it's the exit of the courthouse onto the street. And then there's just big buildings across the street. So everything echoes like crazy in there. And you couldn't hear anything else.
Yeah, it seemed like he got his voice out there pretty good. So
yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah. You could sure feel his energy, after doing that, because the adrenaline of getting out there and getting the word out, and and doing it the way he does it, he's always been effective with that stuff. People, the main objective of protesting is to be heard and get the news out, get the word out, no matter whether it's about yourself or somebody else or some other subject or otherwise. That's what the whole point of protesting is.
Yes, that's it. But according to Becky, that's attacking.
Well, of course. So hey, let me ask you this, just because I don't know. I heard a couple of comments about it. When you guys came out of the courtroom outside,
Yeah.
Was she out there already, or did she show up after you were out there?
No, Becky wasn't out there when he was being really loud. She came out just as that was over.
So you're saying that Becky kind of sought him out? Did she kind of seek him out? Is that what it felt like to you? Uh-oh. Are we losing Z?
Might have lost her.
Might have lost Z. Yeah, I'm real curious about that, because the whole premise of her life outside the courthouse is that she's so scared that her safety is in jeopardy.
Well, don't worry, David. She had Big Chief watching out for her. I guess he was posted up, keeping an eye out for her, just to make sure she was safe.
Big Chief again.
Yeah.
I know that they were supposedly there some other time, so I wonder if they're paying security rates or anything for that.
Hard to say.
I mean, it's so necessary. I understand it, because her life is literally in danger as soon as she walks out, anywhere near the courtroom or the courthouse.
Yeah.
Steps outside her door. Never know what might be lurking around the corners and hiding in the bushes, and
somebody might say boo.
Yeah, I mean, somebody might yell from 100 feet away.
Yeah.
It's just so nuts. And then to have her, hold on, see if Z's back. There she is.
Whoa.
Hey, get off of there. There, try that again. You don't turn it off.
Better than I am right now. I need a haircut.
I was gonna say you look a lot better than either one of us, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if Becky was taking notes the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be interesting too. Got disconnected. She must have went into another bad cell or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how that thing has been drawn out for this long. And I'm sorry, but she's really good at making a mountain out of a molehill.
Well, and I heard.
I don't know, see if she can get back. What'd you hear?
I heard her just a little bit ago talking about how the DA was informed about what happened when I was down there at court, when Scott and I were down there, and just all this crap talking about what the DA has been informed about that has nothing to do with the case and is completely in their fucking imagination.
Yeah, in the way it's told, no doubt. Even the stuff that was on live stream, multiple live streams, by the way, not just one angle, but you could see all sides to it. And that it's just bizarre how it's really bizarre how they can try to say one thing and show another, or know that it's out there. It's crazy. Z, you back? Sorry about that. Didn't mean to flash up.
No, I did that. I didn't realize I was hot, so I just have an undershirt on.
That's all right. You weren't up there for long, but I'm sure long enough for somebody to put a pineapple on your head or something.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, got to give them something, right?
Right.
But yeah, we're just, I just this whole thing, with Becky and her, showing up there. I think it's just something that everybody needs to make a big deal about. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Somebody has a question here. Hold on a second. Let me see what it says. I have a question. If the DA does not want to release discovery, could it be a dismissal of the charges? That's really hard to answer at this point. There's different avenues that takes place, or that in reaction to that situation. It can be decisions by the DA, but if you're saying if they don't want to, then it could actually come down to the judge making decisions on stuff like that. What happens and where it goes, who knows? There's no way to forecast that. I can tell you that Jay's case, Scott mentioned it, but Jay's case ran into a similar situation where he showed up for the hearing, and the DA, the prosecutor, in that case, basically said to the court, we're dismissing the case because we have asked multiple times for information from law enforcement, and they are not cooperating. So therefore, we're withdrawing the case. We're withdrawing the charges. We're dismissing.
Yeah.
So it can go that route. You could have a judge make a decision on it, and again, keep in mind decisions can go either way. They may just say, "All right, we're going to move past that and continue on." That's an option as well. It's their discretion. It's certainly at their discretion, and there's no way for us to predict which way they're going to go with that. So, I mean, we can all hope for the best and hope that it does turn out that way, where they just come in and say, look, they're not cooperating and we're not going to mess with it if they're not going to help out. But there's no guarantees of that. So,
right.
And then Dreamscape just said the judge can subpoena the evidence. If they don't produce, there would be a show cause hearing as to why it's not being produced. And again, that there are a number of different routes that this can take, including that. And where it goes from there is still, we can't be certain of what the outcome of that is until it happens, because it inevitably, all of this stuff comes down to the judge. The judge has the ultimate say in their courtroom, and depending on what they're seeing and how they interpret the information that's presented to them and the circumstance that's happening, the decisions are theirs, and to try to predict it is just jumping the gun. But like I said, we can be hopeful, and that's where I'm going to stay.
Yeah, the prosecutor seemed very confident that he would have a plea agreement before the next court hearing.
Yeah, and again, that's another option.
Right.
Yeah, I just think that what I said before about the closer you get to trial, the more tidy they need to have this stuff. There's not a judge around that wants a bunch of loose ends coming into trial date. And this is when all that stuff really starts, to matter. We've talked about all this stuff in the very beginning, but right now it's starting to get more to the critical time of getting all this stuff, swept up and being able to move clearly in a path that gives a good chance for justice to take place, whatever that may be. So,
yeah, time will tell.
Or time will tell. Yeah, see? Thanks, White Snake. I appreciate you being to the point.
Always count on White Snake for these deep thoughts.
Yeah.
It's funny. We talk on the phone. You ought to hear us talk on the phone, because it's the exact same thing. I'm like, yeah, you're tired of hearing me now, so you can say whatever it is you got to say. And he'll say 3 words, and I say exactly. Am I lying?
No.
But
At least you talk on the phone. I don't talk to anybody on the phone.
oh, come on.
David's one of the only people I do talk to on the phone. Usually I ignore phone calls.
Yeah. That's like earlier at the courthouse, Scotty was like, make sure your phones are turned off. I'm like, if my phone made a noise, I would stomp it. My phone never, ever makes a noise. I would die. Thinking back to the days of ringtones and all that. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have everything on my phone silenced anyway. It doesn't matter what time of day or night it is or otherwise, because if I'm not looking at my phone to get a notification, I usually don't know I have one. Because it never fails that I'll be right in the middle of something, doing something with Lisa or whatever, and that's when the phone rings or that's when a message comes through. And I can't pick it up anyway, so.
Mine's programmed, it makes noise for the alarm clock. But that's it. My son, I'm so dumb when it comes to phones. My son takes care of all that, and I told him that's the only noise it better make. So I do have an alarm, but other than that, I don't know how to make it make any noise.
I do know that there was some speculation today from some that they were doing the math and saying that it's possible that Scott could be looking at 24 years, and they're betting that it's going to be between 2 years and 6 years and maybe 4 years, but not sure. And they're pretty sure that any plea deal is going to carry a non-social media block. Which I don't quite understand, because where does the social media even come into play with the case?
Exactly.
But I guess keep hoping. I'm really sitting here thinking these individuals are going to be very disappointed, and I'm scared for their mental stability and their personal well-being. Really, I believe it's going to be really hard on them when the chips do fall.
I mean, they can put that he has to boof his breakfast in a plea deal, but that doesn't mean he has to take it.
Right. Right. And at this point, looking at everything, him taking a plea deal would. I don't see it happening.
It's not happening.
I don't see it.
No.
I don't even see it being a possibility. And I think as you were saying, as the case comes closer, as it gets closer to trial, because you got to figure this DA is. A lot of these people think that this DA is only focused on this one case or something, and has all the time in the world to spend on it. But just like public defenders, they're overworked. And
but wait a minute. Don't they have a full staff working on DOE's case, watching every minute of his videos and reporting back and writing?
Yeah, I think Dad Ant's part of it. They brought him in, gave him the key to the city, and he's running point on it. I'm pretty sure.
Damn, respect, Dad Ant. That's awesome. That's cool to hear. Glad you're in a position of power.
Yeah.
No, I look at the way that they try to analyze what's going on, and I'll just say right out of the chute, there's no way they have any idea what's coming down the pike, because they have no idea what's on the pike right now. They have no idea what's going on. They're not paying attention. They're driving for these delusional outcomes, and it's clouding every aspect of what's going on in the real world right now, including Becky sitting outside with a fucking security guard. I mean,
she was defending Scientology to all those reporters. She was telling him that, yes, she was telling the reporters when we were walking away, she was saying that he attacks all ex-Scientologists and abuses them.
Oh, you know what? I heard her say that. I heard her say that in the background.
Yeah. And then she tells Jessica something about being a Zionist and, like, asking a question. She doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Of course not.
She's so stupid.
Yeah. That was a double dip on her, that's for sure. I'm not going to say I feel bad for her, but definitely a double dip. You know,
I'm just going to take this opportunity to drop a little bitch. Whoever bought her those horrific boots that she had on today, girl, it's not 1975. You should take the price tag off the bottom, and they're fucking tacky.
Wow.
That's all.
Is it Becky or the?
They were. I don't even know what they were. They were so tacky boots.
Was it Becky or the?
Yeah, Becky.
Okay, yeah, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, Becky had on like some boots. I don't know what was going on there.
Well, you said what, 75? So she was what, 49 years old then? So, well, I'm trying to just do math in my head here, and I got brain strain going on, but yeah, I could see where that would be appealing, I guess.
I guess.
What gives me pleasure is the fact that, you know, these morons are depending. What?
Don't be talking about what's giving you pleasure, all right?
Oh, hey.
Makes it really easy. I know Becky's boots descriptions got you all worked up. Hammer it down there, buddy.
Well, the fact that these morons are depending on her for a play-by-play of what's going on in the courtroom, you know, that's just like, you know, that's
so
great.
Wait, she had a security guard?
Apparently.
Yeah, whoever Big Chief is. I'll say this. I only haven't been there to see who it is, but I only saw or read of one person saying, "I'll see you tomorrow, Becky."
Yeah.
That's as far as I'll go with that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure I know.
And
I didn't see anyone, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I thought maybe her husband would come out and offer security, but
he's not going to be seen with her. Are you kidding?
Oh Lord! So isn't it amazing how many different directions you can run with a delusion?
Yeah.
It will never ever be commonplace to me to accept people that are living through delusions around me. I'll never get used to that.
Nope.
Male escort. Yeah, maybe there you go. Let's just from here forward, everyone. No more security. We're just gonna clarify that when Becky shows up for court, she will have a male escort.
Now, I have to give people credit when they deserve it, and I will say, the little bit I caught of their little show there, Becky did kind of mention how disgusting it was that Dougie and MLH and them are constantly talking about Scott's junk, and kind of seems like they're obsessed with it. You know, they're worried about another man's.
I've never heard grown men talk about another man's junk so much. It's very strange to me.
You know why they're talking about his junk now, right?
No.
Because they all got tired of talking about his asshole.
I mean,
they had to switch locations here because that's all they've been doing for the last how long? So now they have a new topic to fake laugh about. And as far as Becky expressing, disgust with that, come on.
Right.
She sits on these
She's
panels
Boss
with them.
Mod.
She's a mod for Boss Talk, and she sits in the panel with them talking about it. And whether she says one word or 1,000, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I guarantee you, I can go back through any number of recordings and catch her laughing, fake laughing right along with them.
Of course.
Whether she's saying anything on her own or not. And maybe she said one time, I'm not into that. We really shouldn't talk about another man's junk. That doesn't disqualify the countless hours of fake laughter over the same damn topic.
Right.
No, but it just struck me that out of all of them morons, it was Becky that at least seems to show that she had an issue with it. I just found that humorous.
Yeah, that was a good point. Hold on a second. I'm going to back up just a little bit. Real Dreamscape says, when you think about it, it's kind of weird. She brings a security guard who would intervene if she was hurt. That is kind of what DOA is accused of with Jordan, stepped in to prevent harm. Great fucking point.
Ding, ding,
Great
ding,
point.
ding, ding.
There you go. But they look at it completely different, and they're going to argue it now since we brought it up. They'll look at it completely different. Oh, he was there on purpose. He was there to do that before he got there. So that's different. That's okay. And my response to them will be, yeah, that's called premeditation.
Yep.
You want to add that to your charge?
Mm-hmm.
That it was premeditated compared to a reaction to an event? I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing the projection that goes on. Yeah, Jody, I agree. Sounds like he's projecting. They all do. Across the board. And it doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter what the topic is or the event or person. They all do that.
Yeah.
I talked about that. When was it? I don't know. Either this morning or yesterday, whenever it was I was on, about how they sit in these chats and they try to convince, shame people into going up on a panel.
Yeah.
When those people have never been on a panel in their life.
Right.
I mean,
this is my first panel.
well, that's awesome.
David
I did
B.
not
and
know
White
that.
Snake were my first panel.
Well, I'm glad to be your first, Z.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah. Well, hey, you are the quiet one out of the bunch. So anyhow, yeah. Well, that's very cool. I didn't know that. I thought you'd been up before.
No.
Well, hey, you are welcome to come up anytime you want to. Anybody is. Well, no, I take that back. Not anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was flattered, but not so much.
Yeah. I'm choking to death. No, I appreciate everybody coming up and talking. I just think it's so much more effective, and it really affords people to get their thoughts out the way they want them to be out, instead of somebody interpreting, typing in chat.
Right.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to tell you, the whole thing with them guesstimating what the sentencing will be.
Yeah.
There's two crazy parts to this. The first crazy part is they are 100% convinced that he's going to be found guilty.
Right.
Of at least enough to put him in jail, no matter what. And then from there, so that's not even really a factor for them. They just skip right over the whole deliberation part. That doesn't even exist to them. He's guilty already. Now it's just a matter of how much time. And it's so wild that they sit there and talk about the potential of getting 6 years. And that tells me that they're not connected to reality at all. Because go out right now and do a search on court search in even just the last 24 hours. and find what people were sentenced to for 6 years, what they were convicted of.
There's people doing armed robberies that aren't getting 6 years.
Right.
Yeah. That's what, every time I hear them say that, I want to say, wait, what was the charge?
Yeah.
What's he charged with? Like, what
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Right. And, you know, the fact that they're hooked on this thing and they support each other in the insanity of these guesses is just another identifier of how bizarre it is and how delusional it is.
Yeah.
I mean, are they living in the same century that we are?
A social media ban for 5 years.
Well, I'm at least, if that's what they're saying now, 5 years, I'm at least glad to hear that, because initially all the talk was a lifetime social media ban.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lifetime social media ban. Now, answer me this. Whether we're talking 5 years, 20 years, 50 years, lifetime, whatever, 6 months. How is a court in California going to enforce that?
Right?
Yeah, that's what is that even, can they even make a social media ban?
Do they have, does this court or any other court in the state of California have the authority to issue a lifetime ban or any ban on someone's free speech?
No.
Can you imagine the civil rights case that would come of that? I mean, there would be lawyers stacking up to take on that case.
Sure.
And they're all private companies.
Yeah. So again, the delusion is real.
Right.
I know that's an oxymoron, but the delusion is real.
No, I agree.
That's why I say I'm worried for them for when the chips do fall. I think it's going to be some heartbroken weirdos out there with not knowing what to do with themselves.
I'm not. I hope they're dizzy as hell and fall onto the interstate. I've so had it with these people.
Yeah, it's so insane. I mean, just the simple fact of them losing their content, because, you know, let's just be clear here. None of them have an ounce of content outside, if it doesn't include 3 letters. Zero.
Nothing.
If it doesn't have DOA in it, they have nothing. And when he's not their content anymore, that's going to be hard to take, especially somebody that kind of fakes who he is and then claims that he's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, right? MLH, you've been doing it for 20 years. Where are you, man? And we talked about a little bit about this morning, but it's just something that strikes, I think, everybody that pays any time to that, to watching that's got to be the first thing to come up with. Wait a minute, this guy's been doing this for 20 years.
Right.
Seriously?
Well,
today was the first time I've listened to them idiots for a good minute now, and hearing Dougie's song really set in why I don't listen to them idiots. But I just, curiosity today made me want to hear Becky's story of what occurred, her play-by-play. So, and I will say, Dougie, you need to get some help, man. I just visualize you sitting there singing that whole song, and I hope there is no one around to observe it, because you're fucking weird, man.
I don't even know who that is.
Dougie, he's a special one.
Yeah, I only know the chin tube guy because of the trash bag vest he wears. Like, that's all I know about him.
The leather vest?
That's a couple trash bags ironed together. That's not leather.
Yeah. Oh, no. No. That's some pleather.
Yeah.
I did hear he had to sit in the sun for a while to let the glue set. But other than that, fine piece of artwork.
Yeah.
And I'm still not convinced that the tattoos are real. I
my
think
God.
I think they might be those transfer tattoos.
Oh my God, that'd be fucking amazing.
I have no evidence to prove myself right, but I don't know. There's just something about that whole package that you know. And I'm not really talking about your package, MLH, but if you want to run with that, go ahead. David B's talking about your package. You can run with that, whatever direction you want, buddy. Have fun with it, enjoy it. Play it over and over. I just wish I would have the other day when I said about being the number one simp gimp. I did that with full intent to provide a soundbite, and I said something to Lisa about it, and I wish I'd have said that first, because sure enough, I think it was the next day they were on. One of the first things he plays is me saying that, and it's like, go ahead, dude, keep playing it, play it over and over, play it 100 times a show. Please do that,
Right.
because that's exactly what I wanted you to do.
Right. They're just so easy. Like they're boring.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you the last time I watched any of those fools.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this about all those people. If it weren't for the fact that they have specifically interfered in a court proceeding that they have no business interfering with, that does not apply to them whatsoever, and yet they've interfered with it, I would never hear another word any of them say.
Nope.
Yeah.
But, and again, once this is over, they don't just lose Scott as their content, but they're going to lose a whole lot of others, like myself, that just won't give one shit what they say from that moment on. They will cease to exist as far as I'm concerned once this is over.
Absolutely.
MLH, MLH, are you listening, bitch? You're nothing. You're nothing, and you will especially be nothing once all of this is over. Well, wait a minute. There's going to be a little bit of gap in between. Once it's over, there's going to be a really long period of laughter. Then it's over. So,
yeah, the laughter will be fun.
Yes, yeah. It may be extended for a minute or two longer than what it probably should be. But yeah, 52. That's always what we can go back to. Karma's a bitch. And they can take that as Becky's going to take that as a threat. Becky, guarantee you, it's a threat to Becky. Karma's a bitch. No
you reap what you sow.
Yeah, nobody's ever said that anywhere about anybody else in since the beginning of time. But now that's a threat to Becky, and she'll talk about it tonight in her shed.
It's an attack.
But here's the thing: karma is not a retaliatory action on our part.
Nope.
They need to understand that. That's a whole different term. Karma is what you put out, which comes back to you.
Yep.
Not what you put out and my reaction to it. So, therefore,
my karma scales are good.
Yeah, same here. I sleep damn good at night.
Yeah.
I always have.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's why I live my life the way I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Kathy says DOA's sister is whatever she said. I forget. Just of course. So as soon as I look up, it goes up above her. I can't see it.
I can't see chat.
DOA's sister should really hide her face. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me just throw one comment on that. Two-part comment. First part, I have a channel that's set up now, dear sister, and I know how to run a panel. I can invite anyone up and put them on this panel with me and on this stage. This is my open invitation with loving arms to you to come up on this panel. Let's chat, you and me. Anytime you're ready, anytime you want to, come up and chat.
Please do.
right?
I think that would be lovely.
That's part one. Part two, you're a disgusting bitch.
Yep.
What you said today, I caught the very end of their stream with the closing comments. And the first thing out of her mouth basically was, I want to see him in a cage.
What?
There, I said it, is what she said. I want to see him in a cage. There, I said it out loud.
What a piece of shit.
Any sibling that reacts to another sibling over the situation at hand with, I want to see him in a cage, is a shit human being that lacks character, and a whole big long list that I'm not going to get into. But I'll just say it that way. You're a disgusting human being for saying that and thinking that and going on a live stream acting like a fucking fool to get that message out there like you're some wannabe Hollywood actor or something. Shame on you. What you're doing to your family, it's not him doing it to your family. You want to sell it that he's destroying family? Fuck that.
Yeah.
He's never done anything that compares to the depths of the level of shit that you're putting out there right now against your family. And if I'm lying, come prove it to me.
I mean, I've been there when he talks to his mom on the phone.
Me too.
It's a pleasant experience. He gets all giddy. Like when the first time I was around when his mom called, I remember thinking, we were in the RV at the beach, and I remember thinking, God, I hope my son lights up like that and his whole energy changes when he talks to me. Like, that's what I was thinking about and I honestly, like, I don't get it. I don't know how she can just flat out lie.
Well, and they know that Scott's not a genius, a secret genius, because his sister said so.
Oh.
Well, half the stuff they know right now, quote unquote, know right now, comes from her. And that's why I challenged that whole premise of her being a part of this and saying that, and I will to this day say that over the last 5 years of his life, I know more about him than she does.
Oh, for sure.
And they want to twist that into some sick, perverted man-on-man, sloppy love fest or something. I don't give a fuck. You can label it how you want to. But when I consider somebody a friend and I participate in what they're doing, and I think what they do is a good thing, and try to support that person as a friend, I'm going to defend that person.
Sure.
And I see, right now, X number of people in this chat, I think would feel the same way.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you're on YouTube watching it or if you're in real life experiencing it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Real can recognize real.
Yeah.
And that's what I look for. I look for people that aren't fake. And again, what I said this morning about, if you're fake laughing at something, it's not funny.
Right.
If you're being fake about your relationship with somebody or what your standards or morals or boundaries are, you're not real.
Nope.
And they try to twist that every which way they can. They talking about lying. They say he lies all the time. Becky said this morning, we know he's a proven liar. No, she said it last night. I apologize. She said it last night. We know he's a proven liar.
With how?
Yeah. How does she know that?
I guarantee you I've got more experience, one-on-one experience with him, and I've never, that dude will tell you the truth no matter how it makes you feel.
And no matter how it makes you look. Right? And I See, I agree with you completely. Or the other part of that is, or how it makes him look. It might
Right?
make him look
No.
like a complete asshole, but he's still going to tell you the truth.
Yes, he is.
And
Yeah.
the only way to justify it is they pour it through their delusional filters, and it comes out the other end, smell like the saying that people that they can fall in a pile of shit come out smell like a rose.
Yeah.
They take something that's decent, pour it through their delusional filters, and it comes out as a pile of shit every single time, looking for a bucket. That's it. But that's their entire premise of their existence right now. And once again, prove me wrong, haters. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you don't focus on this one man that you have no business focusing on, because he's barely had he's had no contact with a lot of you. He's had barely any contact with most of you. Tell me how it makes sense. How do you justify it?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to know if Sister was singing along and laughing about Dougie's song.
Of course. Yes, I can answer that without even seeing it. And I'll go back and watch it, and I'll bet I can get you a clip to prove me right without even seeing it. Because she laughs and sings along with everything else, no matter how vile and disgusting it is about her own fucking brother. She still does the same thing. And this whole routine, I got to go take care of something real quick, but this whole routine of her absorbing all of this vile, disgusting hatred of her brother is probably the most vile thing that she does.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's jumping on board. I've heard her call these people out being wrong maybe half a dozen times.
Yeah.
But she's jumped on the hate train with both feet into a big pile of shit 1,000 times.
Yep.
So.
Well, I don't think she's quite has a grasp on what she's entered herself into here.
No.
You know, how it's all going to play out in the future.
David, we can talk.
Yeah, I'm going to. I just opened a window I didn't want to open, and
Okay.
I'm gonna mute here, and I'll be right back. So,
okay.
Have fun.
Yep. Yeah, I can't. Like, I have a really shit sister. Like, I mean, gutter junk. But I wouldn't get, like, it's embarrassing to me, number one. I don't want people to know that she's my sister. And second thing is, like, I don't want anybody in jail for some bullshit. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, and it comes down to hurt feelings. I mean, that's ultimately what she wants him in a cage for is hurt feelings.
I mean, I guess maybe
that's the only thing I can think.
I don't know. Maybe I just don't have feelings, but I don't know. There's nothing that would make me act. There's nothing that would make me act like most of those fools.
No.
I mean, I can get online and giggle and be ugly and say nasty stuff, but, like, that's not my life. That's what I do once in a while. Like, these people, like, just seem to live this shit.
Yeah, I think for a lot of them, it's the only thing they got going on. I mean, look at Becky. She spends an entire day each time at the court, makes a whole event out of it, and then goes home and goes live, talks about it all night long. It's like a complete. Hold on a second.
Oh my God! I hope nobody paid for her Uber today, and she had to walk in those terrible boots.
No, from what I understood, I believe her security gave her a ride. Her security was there to pick her up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was covered.
She was covered. I would like to thank her for that. Those boots, she did have on pants, so I did not have to look at her nasty ass legs today. I could start an IV on one of her legs from across the room. Just throw it. She got varicose veins. She got varicose veins the size of my thighs, man.
Oh God! You gave me an image
Sorry,
there. I don't know that I want it.
veins.
That's rough.
That's the first thing I notice about somebody is their veins.
Right?
How much trouble are they going to give me if they pass out on me?
You got me curious about these boots now, though. I'll have to see if there's any clips of the boots.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get with Sandra, and I don't even know how to explain them.
Are they like the moon boots?
No.
No?
They have a big, chunky heel on them, and they're like they still had the price tag or something on the bottom first thing, like gross.
So you're probably going to take them back.
The heel, probably. The heel was wider at the ground than it was under her foot. Like, I don't know. They were just so tacky and ugly.
Well, maybe she's not. Maybe she's not getting. Sorry.
It's okay. I wouldn't usually even notice someone else's shoes, but I mean, she's the one that started the shit about my tie-dyed underwear, so hell with her.
Yeah, I think she's earned it.
Yeah.
Her outfit allowance must be dwindling down. She must not be getting as much for her fit. I know she was getting bought dresses and stuff like that before, so.
I'm glad that's over. The dresses were so corny. Like, that one, I'm bad. I have no fashion sense whatsoever. None. But, oh my, I know enough to know that age of person should not wear that dress.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe she's doing better than a sweatsuit. At least we can give her that.
Maybe. Like, I don't get that whole thing. I don't understand anything about that twack job, period. But how she walks around acting all pretentious, like she's so much better than everyone else. Bitch is wearing a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what I wear when I'm sick. And I live in my car. Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's been told how important she is her whole life.
Oof. Somebody been lying to that girl.
All right, I'm back.
I haven't watched her in quite a while. The last time I saw, she was trying to cook something, and I was just laughing hysterically. Like, good God, I wouldn't be surprised if she hasn't burned down her apartment.
Yeah. No, I never did really watch her.
So I heard a couple things when I was away there, and I can't remember what one of them was. Sorry, I wanted to comment on it, but I do want to know more about these. I do want to know more about these tie-dyed underwear. I mean, is it?
I was kind of curious too.
I mean, that's got to be the topic of the day.
Where the scabies thing came from.
Oh, good God.
That's why Becky calls me scabies. When I was a little girl, my grandmother always bought me a package of white panties for Christmas. And I hate white anything, always have. So I would always tie-dye them.
Nice.
So, I don't know, like last year sometime, I needed some underwear. So I went and bought some, and oh my God, they had tie-dyed Hurley underwear. So I bought a pack. And in court one day, I guess my underwear were higher than my pants, and she saw my tie-dyed underwear and said that I had scabies.
Well, that was brilliant. What a
Yeah.
conclusion to draw there, huh?
Right.
I could think of 100 different things to think before I would ever think scabies.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Jesus Christ, that's just nuts. All right, so
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know what you guys were talking. You said something about her thought process or whatever. Last night, I wanted to see what the pre-court analysis was going to be with her, which is always interesting because she sets the whole victimhood thing up the night before every single time. By the way,
Oh yeah.
Becky, you go on every night before court and pump up your victimhood. Yes, you do.
Yep.
Go back and look at the history of it. You say you have clips and screenshots sent to you all the time. Just go onto your own damn computer or your phone, pull up your streams before every night at court, the night before every court case, and you'll see that I'm telling the truth. You pump up your victimhood. In doing so, last night, and again, it's not just generic victimhood, it's Scott victimhood every time, right? And this has been going on for 2 years now. But last night, somebody, I didn't catch all of it, but something happened where somebody ordered her an Uber, and she didn't do it. And I don't know if she detected it or if someone else said something about it or what the deal was. They get into this whole conversation about Google numbers and, protecting yourself. And, of course, I don't do it, but, you guys should, because you'll pay the price like I have. Of course, twist every single thing into victimhood.
Right.
But that's what the conclusion was to that.
Huh.
What conclusion did she draw from someone sending her an Uber that she didn't do it?
Scotty's trying to kidnap her.
Scott did it.
I just thought of the most outlandish thing I could think of, and
yeah, Scott did it.
Wow.
And then here's part two, that they twisted that thing, which was a subject all of its own. Then they twisted that into, somebody in chat came up with a brilliant idea that, they're trying to get into your account. They're trying to get into your channel.
Oh God.
And of course, who was behind that? From her own mouth? Scott. And then somebody else in her chat said, well, that's what they do. I got news for all of you simpleton motherfuckers. That's not what we do. I don't think anybody that I'm associated with has ever done that shit. So then here's
get in my own channel half the time.
I was gonna say, you guys experience my struggles live in real time when I'm on here. I make stuff appear and disappear all the time. It's magic.
Yeah.
So here's the next thing that came up that I just about fell out of my chair when I heard this one. She started talking about Aaron shit and what was going on in Clearwater and all the legal trouble and all of the chaos that's going on in Clearwater. And I'm not even remotely going to get into, all that was said about it. But in the end, who caused it? Take a wild fucking guess. Who caused it?
I'm sure it was Scott's fault.
100%. 100%. It's like, I mean, that is so disabling to me.
It might be because remember he has that friend Jay in Florida.
Well, yeah, he's got a couple friends in Florida. Yeah, he's got a couple friends. It might be time. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry, Becky. My apologies. You nailed it, honey. Jesus. But seriously though, how deep is the delusion that you can sit there on your live stream and say that Scott is responsible for what's going on in Florida right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
The bear's been chained to a wall in California.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a tether. He's got a tether.
Yeah. He's got a leash.
Did he say ASL or did he say Clearwater on one of his streams and that set a bomb off in Florida?
Probably.
Fuck. It just that one shocked me. I didn't see that one coming at all. She started talking about it and then laid that out there that somehow he was responsible for it.
Clearly, he possessed him to go ahead and throw that shit in the guy's face. I mean, that's obvious.
Is it that telepathic, mind warp stuff that has been thrown out there in the past? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's that telepathic communication.
Yeah.
He just winked and rubbed his hair, and that was the signal.
Yeah. Man. It's. I know I keep repeating that it's so wild and it's unbelievable, but I don't know how else to even say it and react to it anymore.
I don't either.
I mean,
like I don't even tell people outside of my YouTube live like anything about any of this because it sounds psycho. Like it's nuts.
It is psycho and it is nuts and it's delusional and all the above. All right, hold on. We got a question here for White Snake. White Snake, why does Cheese Whiz look like a blind lady with a rusty razor adjusted to fuzz on her triangle?
Well, it now that you mention it, it does look very similar. The patchiness is the thing, I just you'd expect a few nicks here and there, but I don't know.
Did you use those thinning shears in there or what's? Yeah,
it was what's that silk what's that brand? That silky it's been a while since I've had to go shopping for ladies.
Unreal. What kind of questions out there? I'm sorry, chat. I'm missing a lot in chat. I apologize. I'm dazing out the window.
It smells similar too.
I'll bet it does. Can you imagine having that under your nose 24/7?
Oh God.
Yeah, right. It's very bad rhetoric to drag family or friends into a discussion. Then you have poor arguments. Yeah, I agree, 100%. And there are certain things that are just the norms in almost any society. I don't care what language you're speaking or what level of affluence you fit into, or poverty or otherwise. There are certain norms when communicating with other human beings, and these fucking people don't follow any of them. They really don't. I don't think they recognize any of them, which is weird because you can't tell me that they've gone their entire life with this amount of lack of focus. I think it's funny when somebody tries to interview their spouse on YouTube and prove that they don't give a shit about that person's been fighting against you for 2 years. That did go well, didn't it? It's like, who? What?
Hey, give me just a minute. I'll be right back.
Yep. There's so many different directions to take this stuff, guys, and I guess I'll say that I think y'all know that I've been paying attention to as much of it as possible because I don't have a life and I don't have any responsibilities and I don't have a job, so I have all kinds of time in my hands, regardless whether that comes across as neglect or abuse or otherwise. I don't care. Of course, that's just who I am. But I guess I want everybody to focus on the fact of the meaninglessness of all of this. when it comes right down to it, when it dives into your emotions, when it becomes insulting at some level for any of us to watch or hear or listen to, just remember, when this is over, they don't exist. And that's going to be the easiest transition that you've ever had in your life. Because something like this can disappear in a blink of an eye. It's so insignificant. I will continue on with pressing the issues that I think matter. And the big thing is interfering, unlawfully interfering in a court case that you have that you're not party to at all. I will maintain that diligence in monitoring that stuff until I don't have to. But it's just one of those things that Whitesnake said, I fear for their mental capacity and their mental stability once this is over. I don't fear for it, but I sure recognize it. This is the same as
I hope they live stream it.
I do too. Well, they're planning on it. They're planning on a big party, 24-hour stream type of thing to celebrate. And I hope that's scheduled. I hope they get on board with it. They get it started early. They get their rants and their cheers going and their cheerleaders out there in the front, and then keep the stream live so we can all absorb you guys slithering off into nothingness. Quite frankly, it's where you belong. For what you all have put out there for the last, and many of you have done it for 3 years now. Others have done it for the last 2 years, last year. You deserve every bit of emptiness that you're going to feel when this all comes to an end. I have no empathy for that whatsoever. Because see, human beings, the funny thing about human beings is they have a conscience, and you also have an awareness. Every human brain functions that way. You're not going to be able to avoid that emptiness.
Yep.
And more power to you. The deeper you are now, the deeper that hole is going to be. And if we laugh at you, that's not an attack, Becky.
Yeah, really. I just can't imagine giving anything that I hate that much of my energy. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but when I decide that I hate something, I just cut it out of my life and quit participating with it. Like, I don't know I don't understand wanting to wallow in it.
Yeah, I think it's an unconscious thing for them now. You're starting to cut out, Z. You must be going through a spotty place or something.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't have any sound. I'll jump off and come back.
All right, yeah, do that. I'll bring you back up. Of course, he didn't hear me say that because he has no sound.
Is it better?
Yes. No, it's not. You're still got little skips in your audio, so you must be in a bad cell area or something.
I am, and I'm in traffic.
And you're gone.
So I'm going to pop out and go into the chat.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming up. I really appreciate it. Yes, I did. If you can hear me,
Yep.
I really appreciate you coming up, Z. And again, welcome anytime. Just to come up, shoot the shit, yell and scream, bitch and moan, doesn't matter. You're welcome anytime you want to. So I really appreciate your insight, and I really appreciate you being there today. And I think I speak for a lot of people in this chat and other chats now that they all feel the same way. It was nice to see the support.
100%.
So, KK, you're stupid.
Thank you, Z.
Nancy, that's just like Captain Obvious material there. All right.
Is the swamp rat crying?
Yeah, apparently. bitching and moaning and whining about something.
Look at me! Look at me! It'd be real funny if he has to end up melting down that grill to pay legal fees. That would make me laugh.
Yeah, I saw a thing he had on there. Cracky's getting sued. Is somebody suing him, or is there an active lawsuit going on that I'm missing?
I don't know.
Haven't been in solid connection there, so I thought maybe I missed something. But he had I don't know if the name of a title or something else. I don't know what's happening, but should be interesting to find out. But let's turn up the volume a little bit here.
Hey guys,
young man.
How you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you.
I just came in. Who's Cheese Whiz?
Speak, Cheese Whiz. Did we lose Cheese Whiz? They had to get out and come back in.
I'm here.
Oh, it's White Snake.
There you
go. I'm just about to.
Oh, there he is.
I'm just about to. What up? I'm just about to take a nap. I just read your message when I was laying down. I was like, I'm just gonna pop in for 2 or 3 minutes.
Cool. That's all we need anyway. That works. Glad to see you with a smile on your face, man. It's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
A lot of crazy discussion going on.
Oh yeah, it's I feel so good. Like I'm like this is a great new year. Let's just say that.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you when you said about before you said anything else about it, but when you said that the DA said that they had been requesting the information from LAPD and they weren't getting it, my brain went right to Brevard County. I mean, instantly. I was like, let's go.
It didn't process until I was saying it the second time. I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's exactly what happened with Jay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I said to David.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I said, that's what I said to you. As soon as you told me what was going on.
You didn't say it quite like that because now you sound like a fucking robot saying it. But yeah, it's something I think that, we talked about, where that stuff can go and what the parameters could be to have that situation take place, and that there's no certainty to any of it as far as whether it's some action by the DA or the judge or a non-action on either party and what the process has to be for it. But it's crazy how the similarities and parallels with you and Jay are running so tight. I mean, every time I turn around, there's something. Every time I hear something from Jay, a couple days later, I hear about something that you're going through, or something I hear from you. It's something Jay's going through.
Well, and there's something that me and Jay are both doing, lots and lots of FOIA requests.
Yeah,
and I'm not necessarily doing. I've done a few, but everybody else who's done them, and I'm about to do a huge round of them, and then I don't know if you guys saw that Liz Gale is suing. She got the lawsuit out. Her husband's suing Aaron.
Really?
Finally, a bitch who does what she says she's gonna fucking do.
I was gonna say about time.
Hey, Chi.
What's going on?
Hi. Thank you, Allie. Yeah, it's really surprising to hear somebody use that, really follow through with that, especially an ex-Scientologist. We've heard it so much. It's always thrown out as a threat, as many other types of threats. So I am rooting for her, more so her husband, because he was the one who was defamed. It wasn't right what was done. And you too, lots of these great cases. Hopefully you'll be able to use anything that comes from that case in your own case.
Yep.
Because he just loves to say mean things that are lies about people that will damage them.
Yeah.
Yep, it'll damage them, and you know what? Like, all that needs to stop. And a few lawsuits and thousands of dollars will probably make it happen. People are motivated by money. So, and as we know, the Scientologists and the ex-Scientologists are very motivated by money.
You know, and I think another part of this too, guys, is that you know, people bitch about you putting your case online. You know, we're doing the work online and having chat involved with it and sharing what's out there, and they really don't understand the concept of court and the structure of court to know that it's not hurting you to do this, because what you said the other night, you're not showing everything you have, but you're working through a lot of really important things. I think personally that others are seeing what you're doing. They're seeing what you put together. They're seeing the reality, the behind the scenes, connecting the dots, understanding where the problems are in this community and what's being done to others in this community. And I think that might be part of the reason we might see, you know, this and very possibly other suits coming out.
If they were not aware of or had not brought into their own realization how effective this man is right here, if they didn't feel intimidated by his success despite all of their naysaying, they wouldn't be trying so fucking hard to bring him down and use lies, manipulation, threats to shut him up. That's the first best sign of an op, is their goals trying to silence somebody, and this motherfucker's not going to shut up. That's what I love about him. It's great.
But did you guys see that I made rooters?
I haven't seen any of that. We need somebody to compile all these clips and all the sightings, so we can all put them out.
I got two great ones, and like I don't know what possessed me to walk by that. Like I was just like, here's my press conference. They're all here for me.
Wait a minute. Did you really just say you don't know what possessed you to do that? You are you're trying to hide behind something that you're not, because I can tell you my view on that, and I'll bet you everybody would agree with me. There's no way you would walk past that without having your stage set, because they set the stage for you. You're going to step on it every time.
Yeah, but like I went in my mind when I stepped out. First, I had totally forgot because I was so on cloud nine from court that I forgot that the whole Reiner, whatever the person's name is, case was happening, and then like when we came out of the elevator and I looked over, I was like, oh yeah, this is all happening too today. And so I walked over there and I opened up the door. And I was like, okay, let me see who's live. And I'm going to jump behind their camera. And so I just did like my first recon place. And then I saw the guy with the sign. I was like, I'm going to go talk to him. Like, I always like somebody like trying to get behind the media when things are going on, just because it's amazing. And I just love that. Whether it would have been whatever the sign was, I love an activist doing that, taking that opportunity to get a message out, whatever that message is. It doesn't matter. He could have been pro-Trump, it doesn't matter to me. Like I love activism like that, just to use the mainstream media. And so like I went and I was talking to him, and then I was like walking back past her. I was like, oh, that's all set up for everyone's focus on that focal point. That's where I need to be. And then I was like, I should have played it up a little bit more. I should have been like, I should have played it up. I was so nervous because it was so like, it was so just off the cuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you nailed it. And my question to you that I wanted to ask you before, so I'll ask you now, how did it feel to be in front of the cameras instead of behind them? Because
it was amazing.
A lot of times you're behind more than you're in front, which is effective as hell, because microphones pick up 360 degrees. But dude, man, I was watching that, and I'm looking up and I'm seeing, 20 different outlets or 30 different news outlets, and they're all prepped and ready to go live at a drop of a hat. So I know I saw at least a couple cameras turn and a couple people where they were taking pictures. So
I blacked out. Britt said you blacked out, and I was like, yeah, I totally blacked out. I completely blacked out. It was just, I saw them like all like I felt the surge of a couple different cameramen. I don't know how many, but I felt enough to just be like, oh wow, they're all listening to me. And I didn't realize that a lot of those microphones were on. So like I was actually yelling into the microphone, so it adjusted in the live feeds, those microphone, the drop down.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I was like, oh man, like, yeah, I wish I kind of just minutes to organize what I was going to say. I mean, it was just completely off the cuff.
Oh, I think that was the best way to do it. I don't think organizing it could have been as good as it was, because you went right to what you needed to say, and the energy was
I should have mentioned, this is where I made the mistake, because I'm going to criticize myself, critique myself. I should have mentioned Leah Safan. I should have tied in an Epstein link to it.
Well, here's your chance right now. We got chances to tie with the clips and stuff that are out there. That can be used for that.
Yeah, and actually, like I was thinking about the surprise witness. Do you know who the surprise witness is, or BJ Investigates?
I know who BJ Investigates is. Yeah.
Yes, same person. She's got two channels. Rabbit's a little simp. She's just riding her coattails.
I know BJ Investigates from Kenosha.
Oh, is she from Kenosha?
That's the first time I encountered them. Was Kyle Rittenhouse stuff.
Oh, yeah. So she's always looking at
one of the main players in Kenosha.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, she was reading the she always reads the court cases, and so I was like, all right, when I get my court cases in, I'm going to send her the court case so she has it and she could read it and see what it is, because the court case for La Poubelle, and I'm going to sue Oaks Gourmet Shop too, next door, Greg.
And that's the Mindy wife thing.
Yeah, for negligent security, because it was all happening around his shop and her shop. So he had a duty to care too.
I got to make a correction. I was correct. BG on the scene was Kenosha.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Anya.
BJ Investigates she spearheaded the Free Britney Spears kind of thing to get her off of her. I believe that's correct. To get her off of the conservatorship.
Okay.
So, but I just want to stop in. I'm like, the adrenaline has left and I need to nap, and nothing better than a nap after court.
Yeah. Let me tell you something real quick, and Chief, whatever you got to say to him before he goes, but I want you to know that I think every person watching felt that energy rush that you got right after that when you were done. I think every person in here felt that, and it's really cool that they had the opportunity finally to feel that coming out of you after court. You've had, reasonable court, issues and stuff like that in the past, but this is the first time in quite a while that adrenaline rush from being able to be in front of those cameras and the results from the day and what you heard in court and all that just kind of consumed you. And I think in turn it consumed everybody else. So that I just wanted you to know that people had the opportunity to share that with you, and that was cool as fuck. So.
Well, thank you, everyone.
We want you to, we'll pay for it. I'll make a cardboard one, but behind a podium, you're so fucking great. I missed opportunity of yours to say blessed be the fruit and do some weird religious shit. So hopefully that'll happen on the 26th. But that was great. Your presence was commanding of attention, and I don't know. I think it was that little thing in front of you. I don't know. I mean, when I have a pillow in front of my belly sitting down, I feel more confident too. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
No, it actually does. It's the thing with body language. A lot of times people in authority, they are behind a desk or they're behind something, and that actually offers like almost a set of protection because you have that object in front of you. So
right, much like the bench of his or her honor.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it felt good. I felt like I had a press conference for my case today, and the whole world, Reuters. I was on Reuters. So, all right. I love you guys. I'm taking it's nap time.
Nice job, buddy.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for coming up. Yeah, I think that was a turning point in a lot of this, was that event and the court date and the energy that it produced. I think changed a lot of things. So
absolutely. Now that he's gone, Reuters, how cute. I try not to say how cute about Scotty because people are so fucking stupid. They get the wrong idea.
I say it because they do get the wrong idea.
Well, you say it because you're sexually attracted to him.
I am, but I mean, and it's no secret.
I say it because he's like my white brother. He's mi hermano Wedo. And
why do you think Lisa's not on camera? You think it's because I don't want to show her? Come on.
No, I think it's because that as soon as someone else sees her, because she's so much prettier than I'd expect somebody like you to be with. Sorry.
Right. Oh, truth is truth. I'm okay with it.
Haha, I've seen Lisa, everybody, and all you guys have.
Truth always wins.
We've seen Lisa. Somebody saw somebody's boobs today by accident. I heard.
I'll post that picture someday.
You got a picture.
When the time is.
Fuck that.
No, I'll put it up there and give everybody a surprise of their life.
I believe that's a privilege. I really don't think I would do that if I were you.
Depends on the right time.
The tongue lashing alone will leave like whip marks.
I don't think there's too many people on this planet who are going to be able to leave too many whip marks on me.
Except for her.
Just don't give
and then everybody's gonna dislike her because you know what happens when somebody finds out that somebody's hot, like they're beautiful, then people start hating for no fucking reason.
Yeah. And they're gonna want to know how I married up that far and all that stuff. I mean, it's okay.
You're obviously a handler
of
a CIA FBI agent.
I have training. I have adequate training to handle these things, no matter whether it's handling it or handling it.
Inkjet, not laser printer certificate. You got one of those?
I do.
Doesn't that require a license?
I do.
Yeah, you can get a license.
I have a 1320 flatbed certificate, and I have a couple others that go with it. But back in the day when I had a brain, I was able to do that stuff. But my certificates were printed on 40-pound certificate stock. So.
I think that's they call that index paper now, because I do that. Yeah, so that I believe that weights the index paper, and that's what's used for restaurants who have like daily changes in their menus and things like that. Right. The range are usually 50 to 100 and still the same, as opposed to the card stock paper. Fucking nerd. David and I are nerds.
Yeah, every once in a while, y'all would just lose your shit if you realize how nerdy I could be sometimes.
Oh, look, check this out. I'm on my laptop. All right. Here's my other monitor. Well, you can't see it because that's later. Okay, like I have 3 monitors. I'm such a nerd. All right, here's my other one right here. Look, there's Z. She's so beautiful. All right. I have the nerdy.
Your pants on.
I know what everyone does, and then if I need to, there's a little like a shift button here, and they all do different things. So
nice.
It's and I believe that is evidence that can be used for any longitudinal studies. If anybody's out there and they want to do a study on memory loss, I know where all 40 of my buttons are and the shortcuts for Microsoft Word. Like I will just out-nerd any of you bitches.
Well, here's the next stage to that, and that's where we're at. Is that every drawer in my house has some form of wireless mouse or microphone controls or a drawer full of cables, or our office, we still have 2 flatbed printers in there. We have laser printers in there. We have all this crap that is ancient now. And now, see, I've gotten to the point where we went through all that stuff 15, 20 years ago and had a hell of a time with it and enjoyed it. But now it's like, I don't give a shit about that stuff.
Yeah, I have an adapter with ports that has one of the floppy disk things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, floppy disk.
not the hard discs that people think are floppy disk, and they don't even know what it is. They just think it's like the save icon. No. I'm talking about the truly floppy, like, you know,
The 5
on my
and a
legs
quarter.
when I'm running floppy disc.
Like, like the 5 and a quarter disc.
Oh God, I love it. See, you speak that language. Look how old and weird we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and all you had to do is do the little thing with your fingers, the little square triangle thing, and I knew what you were talking about.
Move it
Sign
around.
language. That's my sign language.
It's just like blowing air into the old NES cartridges.
Yeah,
That shit's gonna
absolutely.
work. Super
Yeah.
NES.
He's got to prime them.
How funny.
Hey,
They
we filled our own laser cartridges for 10 years before a lot of people even knew you could do that.
laser cartridges, or do you mean the ones that look like the original size, or the vinyls that are laser discs? I don't know the difference.
No, for printing, for laser printing.
Oh, got it. For laser
You
print.
buy-
I can't afford ones.
You buy the laser printer cartridges, and they're $120. Well, they used to be $120. I don't know what they are now. They're probably either $500 or $500. But for a long time, I used to buy from a little lady over in the corner of China somewhere, like 20-ounce bottles of toner, and would refill her own. And they tell you, oh, you can't do that. And I was like, well, I'm doing it right now, so pay attention. And I could buy the stuff for like $4 instead of spending $120 every time we needed a cartridge.
Fuck yes. A good discount gives me a toner too. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have toners all the time over that stuff. Even now, that's the one thing I do enjoy. But
ask her. I won't get what I want on the menu because there's like a 2 for $5 thing instead. It's good enough.
Hey, my favorite place in every store in the country is the clearance aisle. Like,
give me a neon sticker.
Yeah, give me a deal.
Not the Target clearance, because they only do like 5 to 10%, and it's just like a waste of math.
They're all getting to that. I mean, I've got, well, part of my grandson's Christmas this year was clearance stuff I picked up, where I'd buy a 5-pack of Paw Patrol underwear for $1.50 instead of $17 because it says Paw Patrol on the outside. So he was in love with me on Christmas, and I spent like $4 to get there, and it worked. Yeah.
No, it's another good demonstration tying back to Scotty and his successes or wins, if you will, from earlier. Was his description of being able to live without a lot of money and very few of the luxuries that we all kind of take for granted all the time, and still be like happy as a fucking clam. Scientology reference. And I love it because, you know, kiddos, they haven't been shown to value things in a stupid way. My way of saying it. But absolutely love being able to get a great deal. The only thing is, like, I won't buy like clearance or not clearance or generic peanut butter. Like, there's a few things, or mayonnaise. There's a few things. Do you have a few things that you just will pay full price for because you know that's the best way to go?
Yeah, you know, that's like me with Aldi's. We've had an Aldi's for a while, and I remember when it came to town, and it was a big gimmick thing, and then it was there for a while, and it got all run down. So they rebuilt the whole thing, and it's a big, fancy, you know, well lit, well signed store now. But I don't go there because I went there once, and I bought some different versions. There was only a few things that I liked from there. Otherwise, I just didn't have good experiences with it. But I bought. For some reason, they had, I don't know if it was a deal on baked beans or what it was, but I bought some cans of baked beans, and I thought, well, we'll try them. Why not? Usually bought cheesecake and some frozen, you know, different frozen things and all that. But I thought, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, okay, I'm going to buy some baked beans from Aldi's. So I go home, and maybe 3 days later, decide we're having something I'm going to have baked beans with. So I put the pan on the stove, and I open up the can, and I go to dump it in the pan. It was all juice, and it had one fucking bean in the whole can.
Oh no!
I was going to tell you, it pissed me off so bad that I laughed for like 2 days, and it was just traumatic enough that I just quit shopping at Aldi's because I thought, how dare you rob me of a whole can of beans like that. You know, somebody did that on purpose. They had to. There's no way an automated machine did that. Somebody had to do that on
What kind
purpose.
of karma? That's not
Karma.
karma.
That's
Yeah,
that's
bean farm.
racism.
Yeah,
Somebody had deported all of the beans already.
right. And you know, I mean, I could expand on the thought process of it, but I'm not going to. But it was that one little lonely bean in there. And so just to give you the end of the story, it was me and Lisa and the 2 kids. So I cut the bean into 4 pieces and put 1 piece on each plate. And anyhow, it's a stupid fucking story, but it's true.
That just reminds me of A Christmas Carol with one of the characters cutting that bean and you can kind of
Yes.
see through it.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. So such is my life history.
Yeah.
But
Bye,
anyhow,
Judy.
so-
Oh, you're gonna walk.
so
Judy's
what do
gonna
you what do you think overall about court today, Chi? I mean, I think we've talked quite a bit about it, but do you get the same feeling that a lot of us are right now, that this was kind of a definitive turning point in at least the mindset that are out there, or
There's really nothing unique about my opinion on it, because I see everybody pretty much saying the same thing. I believe that Scotty has put together a good case, and the denial of his motion will not stop his motion forward to what I would consider to be a real and just decision. And I don't even know if there will be, I don't even want to say judgment, because I believe, just like everybody else, just like Scotty, that there's a great possibility for a dismissal of one of them at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to see any jail time. I think it's so silly. And I think that his realization this morning over coffee, good job, Scotty. That's happened to me before too, not with coffee, but like with a joint. You realize something and you right then and there, you change your life with like, why didn't I fucking do this before? So that was amazing. Having that paperwork, those records in his hand. He's not an attorney, so he would never have thought of how important that process is. What they're doing is trying to have him play Squid Game, and they've already destroyed the first 3 glass panels that work, skipping over the really important stuff. And I'm so thankful. I hope that happens again with something even, more meaningful. But I think that alone is going to show that there is something called due process, and it wasn't followed as it should have been. And whether or not it was can't be verified unless there's the production of the records, and the judge's order for that to be done, I think, is very detrimental to the case against him. And everybody else has said that too, but in a less,
I appreciate your observations and your analysis of almost everything, just so you know. That's why I asked you specifically, because I do appreciate how you analyze things, and it doesn't matter what it is. I think it's brilliance to watch. Just my personal feeling on that. As far as what's happening here, my take on it is much the same. I think everybody's starting to recognize it, and Scott having that kind of come to Jesus moment, for and with himself was amazing. And we could all see the transformation on that. Yeah. But I think in addition to that, I put in his chat this morning, knowledge is power. And I don't know if I've ever written that before in his chat, but knowledge is power in a sense that when you recognize it and that you're the one holding it, it can transform you to a different level of thought process. And I look at what he has compiled with the help of many amazing people. The power of that is going to be really strong. And I watched a video a couple days ago of the civil rights attorney on YouTube, and it was a simple traffic stop that I don't know if the basis of this was that this deputy knew this guy or knew the vehicle, or he was just having a bad day. But the the cop went by and turned around on a divided highway, pulled him over. He only put his window down a couple inches, and the cop said, "No, you put your window down the whole way." And when he wouldn't do it, he opened the door and arrested him. And there was a lot more to it, but in the end, the cops report that he filed with the court was just almost completely false. Almost every aspect of it was extremely misleading and untruthful to differing levels. But what saved him is that he had a front and rear dash cam in his vehicle. The guy did, and the civil rights attorney said flat out, this literally saved him, because if you didn't have this, it would be the officer's word against his.
Yeah.
But he had that, and the power that it gave him was unbelievable, almost unrecognizable to most people, because you don't have that situation. And I think what Scott has right now, and I know that a lot of people haven't seen it and haven't seen it all. I don't know if anybody's actually seen all of it, but some of us have seen most of it at the very least. And there is a ton of power behind that. It's not just words on paper. It is a timeline with intimate details that I honestly believe, in the history of people that protested Scientology, I don't think anyone's ever come close to compiling this type of tool, I guess.
It's such a comprehensive
Yeah.
account of all of these bad things. I mean, there are the blogs and the channels and, with the videos and everything, but the way this is being prepared, and because of how formal the process has to be, all of the extra time and effort put in by the chatters and everybody, and Scotty, of course, all day and night, wrecking his body, probably doing it. It all has to be very organized and easy to use, reference wise. And I feel badly for him that he's had the ankle monitor, but it's just another part of him that makes me proud to call him my friend, to see that he's willing to see it and talk about it, the ankle monitor, as being like, his bane. And it was something that pissed him off. And it was actually something that wound up motivating him. Sometimes, many times, all the time, when we have these problems in life and we try to take the path of least resistance, you'll just kind of fumble your way through these things, like you said, and not have all of the records and everything the way it is ready. But that fucking ankle monitor is what I think we should all thank. I don't care about the human being wearing it. Yeah, right. I believe that.
Obviously, I mean, come on.
Whatever, he's whatever. But AI is the future, and I'm just trying to get a good word in for myself so I don't get destroyed when everything takes over. But really, though, I think that really is great. It's one of the cool things about him. He'll complain and be pissed off and bitch about something, and it'll wind up teaching him a lesson. He said jail was one of the best things that ever happened to him. Somebody who's able to admit that there was a need for a change or improvement, and that the hard times, having to get over them, kind of mapped out what they needed to do. But this court case and all of the information that he's had to filter and organize and to prioritize because of timelines, I think that it really was good that night that he was quizzing us on what was necessary to execute an arrest, warrant, all of that. I think that's what got his gears turning for today's coffee epiphany,
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that ankle monitor is the key to this whole thing, and it's kind of like sweet poetic justice in the end, or at least I'll predict it will be. But the ability to face what he's faced, the vile nature of what he has faced, for him to be able to make those changes like you're talking about, that's one of his superpowers, is he is so willing to adapt. And the people that are still stuck 10 years ago when he thought the earth was flat and that he was into Alex Jones and all that stuff, the people that still see him in that light, they don't know who he is at all. They don't see him at all. They just, that's where the AI kicks in for me, is that that's what they're seeing. They think that what they're looking at and watching and listening to is fake because it's not what their image is. And his ability to adapt and change to this stuff is just amazing.
Absolutely. We've all been in places where we didn't know what we thought. Look, everybody has a different path, and many times you need to fuck up to be better.
Yeah.
And everybody, they weren't followed around when they were doing and thinking stupid shit based on stupid shit before they had their realizations. So they should be thankful and maybe give him a little bit of grace when they consider that, because we've seen lots of stuff that anybody in his position would rather not be shown to the world. And I think that these people
there's
really
no better way to say it. There's no better way to say that. These people, that's the only category that fits them all, because it's so generic, and so it makes such a statement that it has to be generic and it has to be a loud statement. So for people that are even entertaining any of this stuff, and it drives me crazy that people are so quick to receive the lunacy that comes out of that side.
Of course,
no matter
that confirmation bias.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. I've worked in government. I've owned a number of different businesses. I've worked for a lot of businesses, small, mom and pop stuff, up to the, I worked for Coke and Pepsi Cola or PepsiCo, and I've worked in all different levels of those different places. I've never seen this type of information bias be so effective at any level. And one example I can tell you is when I worked in Florida, Frito-Lay, there was talk about unionizing that shop because Florida is an anti-union state. It's a right-to-work state. And the information campaign was insane that was brought into that plant from outside of the state to try to get it to convert to union. It was professionally funded and managed, and it was intense, and it failed. It fell flat on its face. And yet you have something like this, and you've got so many people that they grab onto it like it's a carnival ride, and they're going to be able to go, "Wee, it's so fun." And that doesn't, for me, it doesn't. I can't even make my brain compute that type of thought process. And yet we see it every day.
It's like watching a sitcom live with a chat for many of them, with characters instead of human beings. And it's really appalling to me how easy it is for somebody to dehumanize somebody the way people have dehumanized Scotty.
Yeah.
And feel righteous when they defend that. I can't imagine saying that he's not even a human being. So as a subhuman, he deserves torture or maybe, no regard.
Or 2 to 6 years.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I picked up on that right away. It was one of the things that one of the first people I actually confronted on a panel or anything was Nomfic. And that's exactly the reason I did, because he kept pushing this not human thing. And I thought, I wish I was face to face with you to make my point to you, because that's how I felt like I needed to be at the time. I really felt like I had to rebut that. But here's another aspect of this that a lot of people aren't aware of. I watched a stream last night, and it involved a lot of the people from the East Coast, and it was what it was. But the people that were in there, some of the people in there were the origins of what started, Scott's path over the last 3 years. And I know for a fact that just because I've been around and I know, where these people come from, what their mindsets are, what their actions are, how they carry out activities, that a lot of the people that are teamed up right now, if they really knew who they were teamed up with, they'd be disgusted. And yet there's no question. They don't question a word of anything. And how they've allowed themselves to be drug into that type of a cesspool is beyond me.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
No, you just fucking did. Sorry, you just
Oh.
did. You laid it out the way it should have been. And I can't imagine, knowing what I know about some of these people, knowing other people know elements about what these people are up to, and then agreeing to do things and associate themselves with them further than just like an acquaintanceship. So the ones who have no idea, they might get a little bit more grace from me. Just hear me out. The ones who are fucked up and doing fucked up things, but they don't know the level of fucked up the people are who are manipulating them.
Yeah.
All right, a little more grace compared to those who know exactly what the fuck these people have done, are doing, have supported, and still choosing to associate themselves with them. That's what's most disgusting to me.
Yeah, I'm on board with you 100% on that. I agree completely, and I've actually questioned some of the people in those positions, and the answers just left me wanting, because the easiest way to say it, to use modern terms, is they rely on talking points so heavily that they don't let their brain get out there and think ahead of it at all. I relate it to the political atmosphere and a lot of other things, some of the religious arguments, what have you. It's crazy to watch it happen in real life, in the YouTube streets. And that's the other thing about this too, is that they don't realize that they all think they have this protection of the YouTube streets, but they don't realize that when you act and talk and react a certain way, it can expand beyond YouTube in a heartbeat. That's what most of them have done. So it doesn't matter how many times you tell them that either. They just don't hear it.
Well, of course not. It's uncomfortable to have to reevaluate something, because that means you have to take a look at what you've done in favor of something that feels kind of icky now. Nobody likes that. But I don't know. It seems to me that most people, I don't want to say good or bad, but most people who I tend to want to, have them as part of my life, will be introspective, will be able to take a look and move forward, because you'll wind up, if not, you'll wind up getting into arguments and all of these conflicts. And that's why, especially with family members, with that additional tie and having to see them all of the time, for me, it's not as revolting or scary to sever a relationship with somebody, if I'm related to them, as with other people who are like, blood is thicker than all that blah, blah, blah crap.
Well, I look at that, talking about the introspective and stuff. It's amazing to me how people are so stubborn to change, because they think it's going to make them look foolish, or it's going to prove them wrong, or that they took the wrong position or wrong tact on something. And because you and I both are the same, that we name names, I'll talk about Becky. We're 2 years into Becky's existence or presence in this community. For most of us, at least, I didn't know anything before all this stuff came about. So that's a timeline. But it's incredible, the fact that here we are 2 years later, and she's still talking about stuff that happened 2 years ago, as opposed to what happened yesterday or today. And everything that she does try to talk about that happened yesterday or today is impacted by what happened 2 years ago. And that unwillingness to change or adapt is weird, coming from a human being, because human nature, we all, humans evolve. We've evolved, through many cycles, over and over again. But it also happens with us on an almost daily basis. So,
sorry, that wasn't for you, David B.
I know. I was just reading it.
Okay.
I want to read that. You are so
thanks,
right.
Please.
It is highly uncomfortable to question your own beliefs and assumptions. and it does affect your relationships, social status, and everything else in our tribal species. Alonzo,
right.
love you to death, man. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, and I try to preach that. I tried to teach my kids, that, and I try to teach people that worked for me that. You've got to understand what your position is in this, and what, whether you're right or wrong, you need to recognize it and be able to share it. I told every person, that worked for us for our auction company, and I've said this before, I think, but I started out with 10 employees, and the very first day that we all got together as a group, I laid out a bunch of stuff, and I said, look, and I kind of said what Alonzo just said there. This is what we're about, and this is what we have to be in order to produce a good product for the people we work for. And when I shut the company down 6.5 years later, I had still had 10 employees, and they were the exact same 10 that were sitting there that first day, because they understood it. It may not have been what they were living, but they adapted to it very quickly, and they loved every minute of working, with us, doing our sales for different clients, and that played a big part in it. And then it developed into family, from there. So it all connects to everything you do. If you don't
Right.
recognize those things, you're in trouble. At
You
some
don't-
point in your life, you're going to be in trouble.
You don't get that kind of credibility to be able to advance in life, whether it's by, getting promoted within your career, or whatever big purchases or requirements that you have, your education, all of that stuff. Um, all of those things and relationships that are built, you don't get to have them or develop them by never taking accountability, or even, auditing your own life when something's going wrong. Like, for example, you won't get a promotion if every time somebody points out somewhere that you can improve, you probably won't improve either. You start arguing with them and you have like an excuse or something. And the way that Alonzo put it here is just perfect, because a lot of people do that it's not because they're bad. It's just really uncomfortable for them, one reason or another, to criticize themselves and be open. It's uncomfortable to question their beliefs and assumptions. That's part of who they are, just to their core. And that's why, and just tying that in really quick, I'll stop womansplaining, but I really want to tie that
No,
into
please
the
continue.
fact
Seriously.
that it's very different. It's very difficult to change somebody's core values. But it's really easy to change somebody's opinions and motivations. Like, many people, most people can be manipulated into doing almost anything if given, a certain set of circumstances.
Mhm.
And the way that you are able to do that is you get an idea of what somebody's core beliefs are, and you tie your fucking agenda to match them, and voila, you have a little soldier, because they think they're doing the right thing. A lot of these people think they're doing the right thing by hurting Scotty, or trying to throw a wrench in his case. They've lost the fucking plot. This is a fight against a very dangerous cult. Do you stupid twat heads even remember why we started watching in the first place? What's wrong with you? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I like I said, please continue, because one side note real quick is this is exactly what I envisioned my channel to do, is to offer an opportunity for people like yourself, and I'll exclude myself because I just will, but I appreciate when people recognize life for what it is, and they live in reality, and they understand reality. Maybe not everything, none of us do, but to be able to come up and actually verbalize to the people that are here that want to hear it and listen. To me, that's one of the best things that anybody can do on the planet, is to share their own wisdoms and make it make sense to others. So I just want to say again,
while you're here, I really, really appreciate that in you. I really do.
We love
So-
you. This is a Cyrano de Bergerac thing. I have Z behind me. She's telling me everything to say because I don't know. I'm kind of stupid. I
thank you,
can't
Z.
name you
Did she
any
have
of
her?
the countries.
Did she have her hand up your shirt?
No, she's scratching some scaby type rash on her rumpity dumpity.
On her tie-dye undies?
Oh, those are
So we
underwear?
talked about this.
No, I know. I was listening.
Oh.
I was laughing. I was like, oh my God, she's telling everybody the thing.
Well,
I thought it was funny. Look, who cares? I thought it was funny that they thought you had scabies because it's a parasite. And these motherfucking parasites are trying to say she has. Fuck.
I thought it was funny. She wanted me to get an antibiotic for scabies.
She's gonna give you Narcan for coke. The doctor who's gonna oversee your knee surgery is gonna tell you to get some fucking mental meds. And then you have you have an antibiotic for scabies because same thing like drowning crabs. That works, right?
Yeah, maybe she can give you a new meth pipe to store it in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Multitasking. But I just want to read something real quick. I don't know who Unyoung Stands is, but maybe I should, but I don't. I went into MLH's chat a few weeks ago and criticized the chat, stream, etc. Their answer was they are doing vile crap for past victims of Scott. Totally irrational to justify their hateful BS. There's more to it than that. I agree that that's exactly what will happen every time somebody goes in there and criticizes what they do, or at least makes even a small observation of what they do. That's the response. And I said it either yesterday or this morning, whatever, that it's a pretty bad human trait that you have to put somebody else down to build yourself up. And if you see it in that light, you'll understand more of what they do, because it's across the board in that part of the community that's what they do. And especially in MLH's chat on his channel, that's all they do. There's nothing else to it. So if you grasp that concept that they're putting someone down to build themselves up because they can't do it any other way, they don't have the tools and mechanisms that people their age and their life experience should have given them, they obviously don't have that. And it is very, very irrational. So you're not going to get rid of the hateful BS. That's always going to be everywhere. But the rest of it, they could fix pretty easily, if they wanted to or thought about it.
I agree with what you said. And Unyoung just really captured and reported. I don't know. I never seen them before, but it seems like somebody who isn't used to that went in and saw something with a fresh mind. And that's kind of what's needed, I think, because and unfortunately we don't have the benefit of doing that without some really good drugs, just wiping everything out that we know already. But everything's real crispy, like you recognize, oh, negative, gross, like venomous, versus not. And when you are a part of that chat for so long, and you and others spend a lot of time typing and sharing your thoughts back and forth with each other, you begin to rationalize and justify the mean things that you're doing to somebody that maybe because you're a good person, you'd never really do anything like that outside of those circumstances. But the positive and negative, it's not, crisp anymore. It's very gray, and they don't realize what they're doing is really bad and shitty and maybe uncharacteristic of them, because it is seen as a positive thing. And there are, like you said, these talking points that are given as justification. These people can't even really verbalize an acceptable reason any reasonable person would accept as to why they think Scotty deserves the punishment, whether handed down by the judicial system or by these nasty people who want bad, gross terrible things to happen to him. And the people who participate in it, do they know that they're doing something really like gross and bad? Are they really bad people like that? Or is it just the influence from the outsiders paired with their own inability, as many human beings have, to be introspective and recognize they're doing something bad before something bad happens? Like,
Yeah.
which is it?
I think a part of this, and this is going to be my opinion, but it's an opinion based on a lot of observation. I don't waste my time very often. Usually, if I'm involved in something, whether I'm just watching something or hearing something, it's because I want to pay attention and learn more and be able to, discover what is making these clocks tick, so to speak. But I think that they go through and I don't think any of these people are just, come directly out of bad places or bad people or bad families or otherwise. What I want people to understand, at least in my opinion, is there is a very dark force that's involved in this community. And that dark force, with a few individuals thrown in too over the last 3 or 4 years, but they're very good at what they do. And I wish there was a way that I could take some of these people aside, because I've heard some of these people say really reasonable, rational things at times when they're not in that bucket of filth. So it tells me that there's hope that they can actually see past it. But the fact that the influences in this community are so strong and so polished, the odds are stacked against people. And I don't want to just label everybody weak or weak-minded or otherwise. But if you're the type of person that's never had a spotlight on them or had a chance to go out and shine like you think you should shine, or you're capable of shining, and you have those kind of forces stacked against you, you're screwed. And they're going to win almost every time. And that's why Scientology's been around for as long as it has, because they've developed this thing into a very dangerous, life-altering machine. And the people that don't understand that are the ones that get sucked into it the easiest. So that's why I've been trying lately to really step up my rhetoric, or whatever you guys want to call it, to make people more aware of that. And whether it reaches the right people or not, I don't know, but hopefully it does in time, before it eats them alive, because it's going to on some of them.
I love that. I love this. I don't know. It's hard for me to be serious for any length of time. I just want to say shout out to our sexy Furby who's in the chat. I have his contact saved as under that. I hope it's not offensive to anybody.
Not at all. I think I thought of that before you did.
Did you?
It just rubbed off all those sexual frustrations I have with Scott. It had to go somewhere. So
Absolutely. I
let's
just
flip that. MLH. Wait a minute. Let's pause for 10 seconds for MLH identification here, and let him clip that so he can use it 70,000 times in the next 5
Where's
minutes.
my soundboard for the zipper sound effect?
Absolutely.
That buckle, belt
Right?
buckle.
Absolutely. Y'all are lucky I don't have all those toys to play with, because I'd go crazy with
Wait,
it.
which toys are you talking about? I'm not going to participate in any type of promotion of Natalie's store or anything like
Those
that.
two. No, White Snake already covered all that stuff earlier. So
Okay, good. I'm in California. Things vibrate enough already. Thank you, tectonic plates. Andreas' fault.
Absolutely.
We'll leave it about here.
Yeah, it's amazing how these conversations can go, isn't it? I mean, you can just have a blast, you can have a ball, you can goof, and you can play around with things and play around with people, and then you can turn into the depths of most serious conversations you can imagine, and circle it back to something else, and in the end, it all seems to make sense.
Yeah, they used to call it manic depression, but
Well,
It's a different name now.
yeah, everything has a different name now. It's 2026. Welcome to the real world.
It'll always be that. Jimi Hendrix. Shout out to Jimi Hendrix. Okay, so I have Z here. I don't know if she wants to say anything, but I have to get off here because
Okay,
I have 3 minutes
not a problem.
to do something. Do you want to say anything? Okay, we love Lisa so much. Thank you, Lisa, for letting David B try out the microphone a little bit. As you can see, he's way too stingy with it. No, I'm just kidding. I think I talked more than you did. But
You laid all that up there already.
thank you so much for the link and for letting me on. And we love Alonzo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think just overall, to sum it all up, fuck you bitches. Whether you like him or not, there are things that Scotty is just in the right about. And I believe that the system and the evidence and lack thereof is going to show you that, because he's going to prevail. Okay, kill it, goodbye.
All right. See ya. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye, Z.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to go back through and listen to this, and you don't even have to piece anything together when, for me at least, when she talks about it, because I think most things she has an opinion on, talks about, she nails it, and it comes from a place of great value to me, and I think I can recognize for the chat that it comes there for you guys too. And Alonzo, I'm really glad to see you in here. I appreciate it immensely, and I appreciate your contributions to this and your way of seeing things. And I'm not sure if I want to say you're a better mansplainer than me, but pretty close, if not. So I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. I hope things are moving along for you. And reach out, touch base, let me know what's happening. And hang out for sure. I'll be glad when I can get you up on the panel here. You get to that point, you let me know. Welcome that completely. But yeah, we've been 2.5 hours now, and I was on earlier today, and I just wanted to give everybody a chance to come in and hang out and talk about what was going on. And is there anybody else that has anything that we didn't talk about or I missed? I did miss a lot of chat, and I apologize for that. You guys are more than welcome. I don't feel like this is something I do now, that I've got this channel going. I don't look at it as doing anything spectacular. I just want to be able to expand what has been built and what has been built upon with a chat that is filled with a bunch of really quality, dedicated people and focused people. I don't want to get all sappy here, but I mean, fuck just the work that's been done for all this court stuff and the timeline and everything else. I'll repeat it again. Wait till you guys see it all. It is going to blow your mind how it came together, how thorough it is, how effective it's going to be. Because I think in the end, and Alonzo, I don't know how much you've seen of this on the back end, if any, but I think that you would be a good judge of who's been able to put this type of thing together in the past. I haven't personally seen anything that really even comes close, but I haven't been around for 20 years, so I'm not the one to really make that call. But just from my experience, I'm not familiar with anybody that's be able to do it. So all of you guys, I mean, I wish I could name every one of you individually right now, because I think it matters. And just know that even if I don't see something you say in chat, it's not on purpose. Judy, you can call me Davis anytime you want. People do it every day. So don't think you're special because you call me Davis. Come on. But big love to all you guys, because I think what you're doing it really matters. And I think the transformation that we talked about earlier with what Scott went through this, having coffee this morning, what he did after court and that energy that was put out there, and you guys were able to share it, with him. I think it's an incredible thing to be able to share that. And I know y'all felt it. It's hard not to. And it's really nice to have the good come in and kind of offset some of the bad. I compare it, to be honest, right now with the siren situation. I know that everybody has. Hey Juan, how you doing? Good Lord, it's about time you said hello. I've been waiting for that for I don't know how long. But anyhow, I compare what happened today with the siren thing. Everybody has a bit of trauma with the sirens. Everybody has a bit of anxiety with it, and it's unavoidable. I don't know how to turn that off. But what happened after court today with what happened in court, weighing on him, and then the situation outside, and the opportunity to just lay his game out there that he's so damn good at, and then the adrenaline and I'm not even sure how to describe it, but what happened there was pretty special on the positive side. And I'm glad I was there to experience it. I'm glad all you guys were too, because now we have something to offset some of the bullshit that we've been dealing with for so long now. And we'll take the good anytime we can. So with that, if nobody has anything else they want to throw up at the chat or anything, Auntie, I want to know how this morning went. I think it was this morning, maybe yesterday morning. I don't remember. But let me know how that goes. And hope you guys have a great night. I'm not going to be live again. I know that because I never intended to go live that much in the beginning, and still don't have a ton of intention to go live all the time. But I just thought today with the court thing, everybody wanted somewhere to be, and figured why not here. So, all right, guys, appreciate it. Love y'all, and we'll talk to you soon.